In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to quickly complete the objectives for the Explorer Air Career Program. And a lot of this will be done in the starter area. I'll show you some tricks that you can do to get a lot of this completed. And I like completing these really quick as well because it has some of the best skin rewards. And you'll be well on your way to actually getting your first 100,000 skill points by doing it how I'm going to show you. So like I said, you're going to want to be in the starter area. So if you open up your character sheet, you go to your home station tab here. I want you to select the select home station button. And then what you're going to want to do is under your school station, you're going to set destination to that and go there. Once you're actually in the system that your school is in, we're going to go over to the agency. We're going to open up Cosmic Signatures. So we're looking for the system that has 10 signatures in it. It's usually going to be about 2 jumps from your school system. So right here, this one shows 2 jumps away, has 10 signatures. We're going to go set destination to that. And we're going to go and travel there. We'll talk a little bit about some of the other objectives that don't really have tricks, but the navigation is just taking 100 stargates. So that will be done relatively quick when you're doing, I would suggest starting off with the career agent missions. This would be for the air career agent for the Explorer. The Explorer portion is really short. It's like 5 missions. So you can use the Industrialist, you can use any of the other Enforcer or anything like that. But just, while you're doing those missions and getting that objective, you'll also be working on navigation. And when we're doing everything else, you'll also be working towards navigation. We're going to go ahead and get over here to the system. We have one more jump to go, and then I'm going to show you the first trick. As you can see here, this is the Heron skin, and I think the best one out of the whole set is probably the Astro. The Astro skin that you get from this is pretty nifty. So what we'll be basically completing really quick is going to be wormholes, gas. I've already completed them, but I'm going to show you the trick. We're going to be doing, I'll show you how to quickly do the combat site. Project discovery is pretty simple. All you have to do is just do project discovery, do 50 submissions. It might take you a couple days, but that one's easy enough. But we're going to cover scanning, hacking, wormholes, gas sites, and combat sites. And I've already gone over navigation. So here we are. I usually just warp to the only station in this system. But as you can see here, we have all these combat or cosmic signatures. And so what we're going to do is we're basically just going to scan these. And what I would suggest doing is when you first start doing this, go over into the scanning section here, go to the 50 cosmic signatures and hit track. That way you'll see your progress over in the kind of on the overview. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open up the map here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to launch my probes. And I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to use my scroll wheel. I'm just going to bring it up to about like that. Kind of cover the whole system quite a bit. And then I'm just going to hit Analyze. Now, the way that this works is you can overanalyze anything or over scan anything, and you'll get progress for it. In the training area, these training sites are extremely low signal, so it doesn't take very much. So see, we got 4 of them right there. So what you could do is, and once you actually do the scan that brings all the scans to 100% and they turn green, you can literally just keep scanning over and over on top of the same signatures. And every time you hit scan, in this instance, we'll be getting credit for 4. So we would be at 4, and when they flash like that, that'd be 8. And you could position your probes a little bit better and get more than 4 per analyze. But essentially, this is what you would do to work up to that 50. So once it goes off again, 4 again, that's another 4 credit. And you just do that until all 50 scan sites are done. Now, the same thing will work with wormholes, which wormholes aren't usually in the starter system. So you might have to go to adjacent systems and just kind of look around for them. Might be a little time consuming on that. But I'm just going to give you an idea of what you want to do when you find a wormhole. So normally, let's just say this gas site right here is a wormhole. And whenever you finish and drill down all the way to where the wormhole is, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be just over scanning this wormhole. And I think you have to do 20 or so wormhole scans. 15. You have to scan 15 wormholes. Okay, we're gonna have to get this one drilled down a little bit more. But so the idea is once you actually scan down the wormhole and it turns green, leave your probes where they're at and just keep hitting analyze and just overscan that same wormhole over and over 15 times, and then you can basically get the entire objective done by just finding that one wormhole. And I'll show you what we'll see if we can get this gas site done, and then it'll what your scan probe would actually look like if you're finishing a wormhole site. I do this pretty much, if I'm not doing the tutorial, I'll skip the tutorial and then I'll do like the career missions until I get like all the, I'll basically get all the scan stuff required to do this. So like right there, the gas site just turned green. So what you can end up doing is just keep analyzing it over and over and over, 14 more times, and you'll get credit for all of the wormhole stuff. And also for this next part, you're going to want your data and relic analyzer. So we're done with the probes for now. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you have in this system, you want to make sure you have at least 2 gas sites scanned down. These will not disappear because they're just like acceleration gates that you just go through. And so what we're going to be doing now is we're essentially going to get credit for all of the gas site enter objectives. So we have to enter 15 gas sites. And so what we can do is you can track that as well to show your progress. So what we're going to do is when we have 2 gas sites like this, we're going to come to one like that, and this is as far as you have to go, and then we're going to now immediately warp to the other one. And every time you hit an acceleration gate for one of these gas sites, you're going to get credit for it. So basically all you have to do is just keep going back and forth between each one of these until you get credit for all 15, and then that will complete that objective. So the next thing we'll cover is hacking. Hacking can also be done in the same system. It's a little bit more tedious, but it's better than actually going out and actually finding data relic sites in normal, I guess you could say normal HiSec. So right here you can see we have some data sites. Data sites are a lot easier because they don't have a big asteroid in the way, but the relic sites will also count as well. But we'll be using basically both the data and the relic sites. So kind of the same idea with gas, but a little bit more involved. And whenever you hack this container in this gas site, it is going to disappear. So you have to keep rescanning. So make sure you have your probes on still. So every time you come to one of these data or relic sites, we're just going to immediately target and approach. Probably having a prop mod is going to speed this up as well. And so since we're on a data site, we're going to be using our data analyzer. So now we're in range, and these are super easy to actually hack as well. It only takes like a few seconds to actually get them, and then right there you can track this as well. This will give you credit for one, and then once you're done, there's no point in looting it because all it has in it is just the proof of discovery, which you do not need unless you're doing the mission. So once you're done, you just go to the next scan data or relic site and do the same thing. Just scan the container that's in there. Once the hack is complete, go to the next one. When you run out of signatures, just drop your probes again, get a few more signatures, and things like that. And that will complete that scanning objective really, really quick, which is literally just, I think you just have to do 25 containers. So you just go to 25 different sites and do it, and you'll be done with that. The next, I'll be going over the combat site one. This one, the final objective is 15 combat sites. You don't have to actually complete them yourself. You just have to be on grid. So normally we won't be able to do this in this area because what you're going to be looking for is you can do some of them in this area, but what we're really looking for is we're looking for Grease's hideaways, Grease's burrows, the lower end of the combat sites. So another thing you can do here is you can just go over to the agency again, but this time you're going to go to combat anomalies. And essentially we're going to just look for, you can do these in your school system actually. They're a little bit better done that way. But the idea here is hideaways are the ones you want to do the most because they're all frigates and they're really, really quick to complete. So I took a frigate for mine and just with some drones, but you will have some competition. Some other people will be running them as well. But as long as you're on grid, when the final rat dies, you'll get credit for it. So all I did was I just kind of like flew around using the agency, and just if there was a hideaway, I'd come out of the gate or come into the system. If there's a hideaway, I would immediately just warp to it. If there was somebody there already, I'd help kill the rats. Or if they were almost done with it, I would just chill, get credit, and then go find another one. And so we then you just do that for the entirety of until everything is completed. And then 15 doesn't take very long. And also, if your character is new, then you're probably going to benefit a little bit from the bounties too, because the enforcer, I want to say, or the soldier of fortune, no, I think it's the enforcer, has a bounty. Yeah, right here. I didn't even completed it, but yeah, every time you kill a rat, you're going to be slowly working towards that 5 million in bounties, which is going to take you a long time doing hideaways. But the idea really is not about the bounty from the kill; it's really about the objective for doing the site itself. So we'll go and jump into the system here. We're not going to hang out too long because we're not in a combat ship. But the idea is we come into this system, you see 2 hideaways here, and we just immediately warp to it. If no one's there, we'll just start running it. And once it's done, we'll go to the next one. Or if somebody is there, we'll wait for it to complete, get credit, and then go to the next one. And we'll be just doing that all over. Within like 5 jumps of your school system, you can do this relatively easy. And if you're crossing a lot of gates during this process, chances are you're going to complete your navigation objective as well. That is in the Explorer category. You can also go to advanced navigation as well. Like, as you can tell, to complete this whole category, I did the combat sites, the navigation, the wormhole, the gas sites, the hacking, the scanning, and then the agent mission. And then for advanced navigation, I just did the first objective, which is 5 regions in HiSec. And so how that works is you don't have to travel that far to do it either. So I'll just bring up the map here. So essentially what I did was, if you're based around Jita, essentially what you want to do is you want to reach out and you want to touch Lone Trek, the Forge, Sig, and then you can touch Essence as well. And then also what I did was I just set Desto to like Metro, and like, hit Metro, click on that region, go to this constellation, and then just like, set Desto to this one. You want to select a longer, safest route if you don't want to go through low sec. But essentially the second you hit that region and you get credit for it, you'll be good. Before I even had to like get the 5th region, I already had 4, which essentially was the Citadel, the Forge, Lone Trek, and I want to say Sig, just from doing normal stuff around HiSec. But to get that 5th one, all you do is go to like set Metro or set one that you haven't been to yet and just kind of go out there and grab it. And then that will complete the entire 750 points for the Explorer, and you'll get the skin, you'll get the 1,000 skill points and everything like that. So hopefully this video helps you guys complete it and gets a little bit more skill points faster on the beginning. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't used the referral code in the past, go ahead and use it. It's in the description. It'll get you also another 1 million skill points, whether or not you're a new account or you're an old account, as long as you haven't used one before. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.